Students are refusing to pay back their loans when payment pause ends. Some college graduates are suggesting there should be a general boycott on repaying student loans once the current federal loan payment pause ends in the summer. The debt ceiling deal agreed between President Biden and Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the pause, initially introduced as a temporary measure during the coronavirus pandemic, will cease to be effective from 60 days after June 30th. Student loans have emerged as a highly charged political issue in recent years. On Thursday, the Senate backed a House resolution that would cancel Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which would wipe $10,000 from the debt of most borrowers, and up to $20,000 for graduates who received Pell Grants. The president has pledged to veto this bill, which he described as an unprecedented attempt to undercut our historic economic recovery. The Supreme Court is expected to rule on Biden's plan in late June or early July. A pause on student loan repayments was first introduced by the Donald Trump administration in March 2020 as part of its CARES Act, which was designed to support graduates through the COVID-19 pandemic. It has since been extended 8 times, but any possibility of a 9th extension was ended by the debt ceiling agreement. Some graduates responded with anger after hearing the pause would be ending, with a number even suggesting a payment boycott on social media. One Twitter user, from Detroit, wrote, we could all just refuse to pay our student loans lol. If there were mass collective action they wouldn't be able to do s. Carrie Lynn Reinhard, who teaches communication arts and sciences at Dominican University, wrote, people should just refuse en masse to pay their student loans back when payment resumes this summer. What will happen? Tank your credit score so no one can afford a home ever. Oh gee, how horrible. No repayment without equal financial burden across the country. A third Twitter user wrote, we really should all just refuse to pay our student loans. It's easier to do nothing if you're already doing nothing. Another user, from Iowa City, posted, goodbye to my good credit score. I refuse to back pay student loan interest. Newsweek has contacted the Department of Education for comment by email. The debt limit deal agreed between Biden and McCarthy was designed to prevent the U.S. from defaulting on its debts in early June. The deal raised the debt ceiling in return for spending restraint. Under its terms, the limit will be increased beyond $31.4 trillion over the next 2 years. Spending will remain roughly flat during 2024, though there are exceptions for defense and veteran funding, and increase by 1% in 2025. The agreement passed the House on Wednesday and the Senate on Thursday, despite opposition from some Republicans who wanted more cuts, and some Democrats who thought they went too far. It is expected to be signed into law by Biden imminently.